maybe aeronautics, some fun animals. It's tea time for the animals there. We even have a tropical themed one. It's pretty nice.
There's definitely a couple themes with all the objects in the pack.
Yep. And then when you're looking at the furniture as well, the variants on these also help you customize. So this one has flowers on it as the basics, but then you can switch to a version with stickers.
Nice.
You even have some plain choices in here. So again, you could take that out of a kid's room and just have it work anywhere. I'm gonna go on the outside wall for just a second because I want to show off something really cool with these butterflies. We have left and right versions and some really wild colors for those as well. But if I switch over to nighttime with these, you see they actually light up and glow. So those are just great, and you'll have a lot of fun kind of decorating and building streams of butterflies across your wall.
Yeah, I think it's a really nice addition too, to tie into Romantic Garden as well, if you want to throw that into areas.
Mm-hmm.
So, excited.
So we've got some sports theme that you can pull off. So we can put like the jersey on the wall. And where did my poster go? I saw it just a second ago.
The one right
above it?
Oh yeah. I don't know what I was thinking, but even with the poster, so we have the sports one in there. We have the pop star idols. So again, just really letting you speak to what your Sims child is passionate about, which is what I love about these objects. Then, get into some further customization. You can have the messy room with the clothing draped over it, clean room. It's whatever you want.
Whatever your Sim, kid is like. I know I probably had a really messy room when I was a kid because I did not do laundry.
So this one's fun, and I'll just show an example. So if we switch the variant on that, you get a different set of photos. So, you imagine that some of these are your Sims friends or places that they visited. So just telling a little bit more of a personal story for each kid. And then there's a friendly koala, fierce koala. Some defender robots, which are pretty cool. And even down to some of the smallest objects, you've got the trash can with the space theme, trash can with the flowers. So we tried to take a lot of attention to detail in the way that you can decorate in this pack.
And I see
There we
even
go.
like the clock, you can easily use that in any room, not just the kids. It's
Yeah.
really cool variants.
Some lovely bookshelves, when you want to get serious about your kids studying. But again, with some storage trays, because it is a nod to a kid's room. They have a lot of toys that they need to put away. And speaking of toys, our lovely toy chest with some different variants, like the monster, the robot on top. A nice plain one if you want. And, whoops.
From cheap.
Some cool lights as well. So we've got our rocket ship that blasts off, or we can drop down these really cool hanging lanterns as well. And those have a lot of beautiful variants on them. So flowers or kind of wild leaves on there. But beautiful stuff.
Oh, so good. I'm really jealous. I wish I had this stuff when I was a kid.
So one last thing for build mode, I just really want to do a quick comparison to kind of the styles that we had in base game. So if I go over to our kids room styled rooms, here's one of our styled rooms that came in base game for children. I'm just going to drop it on there and show you a little bit of what I'm talking about. Let me grab a couple lights to brighten it up in here. But you'll notice with a lot of the base game kids rooms, a lot of the objects use primary colors, kind of bold but plain. Some basic shapes. So, we've got those little building blocks. And overall, you just got a sense that it skewed a little younger. Kids felt like they were just coming into their own. Maybe their parents were still decorating their room or choosing what they were interested in. So when you compare that to the objects that you're getting in kids' room stuff, it's really a stark contrast and showing how your kids are starting to mature. They're gaining their own interests, and that's what I love about it. So that's pretty neat. With that said, we've seen a lot of the great objects now, the clothing. Why don't we take a look at some of the actual new gameplay in this pack, which, of course, my favorite part. So we've got our kids over here, and I think the first thing we're going to want to do is maybe try and find some void critters.
Yeah, let's do that.
Maybe Thomas, you could tell us a little bit about how we go about getting into void critters.
So, Void Critters is a collectible game that the children can go around the world and try to find. So, a couple of places they can go and do that is they can try to find logs in the world, which is similar to how we look for frogs. So, instead of looking for frog, you'll actually look for discarded toys. Someone's lost their pack of cards, or maybe they've lost their favorite robot, and it's kind of wound up there. So, let's see if we can find one of those logs.
I happen to know where a couple might appear, but
you want to check?
before they spawn, there's an alternate
There
way
is.
that I love looking for the cards.
So if kids want to get a little dirty, they can check a trash can.
Yeah, and you'll see as he kind of jumps inside here to look for those toys. His hygiene's actually going to go down while he does this, but it's a trade-off.
Yep.
The best part about searching for these cards out in the world is that you do have that higher chance to get a rare card. And each of the cards has their own rarity value. There's even kind of limited edition foil cards you can find, which are really neat. And it looks like he did actually successfully find one.
Oh, nice. First try.
Yeah, so we've got a booster pack in our inventory. We can pop that open, and let's see. It looks like we got My Theme. So each card you can actually read, and we tell you a little bit about their lore, a little bit from the TV show, because there's a new TV channel in this pack about where they came from and where they were found. So maybe I'll just pop through this one quickly. So My Theme was encased in living stone, and it can shape at will. Ancient My Themes are thought to have created the Void Critters' lands and islands in millennia past. Despite their slow pace, their absolute command of the elements makes them a difficult foe in battle. So this gives you a little sense of where the Void Critters come from. They actually have their own home planet.
Yep.
And when you go through these cards and start reading about their past, you learn these little pieces of how they came to be.
I had a little too much fun putting this together. I think you had a little too much fun writing the text for it.
Well, yeah, and I really leaned on you for a lot of the backstory for the Void Critters. Thomas came up with a ton of it, which was really fun. And we even tell you a little bit about where they're found. So Leaf's friend Barry had a near-death experience in episode 4 when a parkour mishap at a construction site caused a section of scaffolding to give way. A powerful My Theme happened to be nearby, and it rapidly shifted a pile of gravel to brace the collapsing structure, giving Barry just enough time to scramble to safety. Indebted, Barry swore an oath to protect in battle alongside all My Themes. So there you go. A little taste of what our kids have to find with our Void Critters.
Yeah, and I'd actually like to comment on the fact that you guys really need to read a lot of the descriptions for content in this pack. Graham here had a lot of fun with it.
I always enjoy writing text.
You always know when it's Graham because it's really long and thorough.
Yep. Now it looks like Mahina here also found a card, and she got a Bubaloose, which is pretty nice. So that is one of our. Oh wow, she got the foil.
Oh,
here.
Wow.
So we got quite lucky. I'll show off what that looks like in just a little bit. But you can see it's a water element card. It's got power level of 1 because we haven't trained it at all yet. And let's see what Chase finds over here. Maybe he'll get lucky as
Come
well.
on, Chase. Need to get some Gurus. He's favorite.
I don't think he's going to get lucky.
Maybe he'll just get a discarded. So we say look for discarded toys. You can
Oh,
actually find toys.
Got one.
So there is
Alright.
a chance to not get a card.
Yeah.
You can find actual toys as well as find just other little things out there.
So he got a Yoria and another foil version. This is the luckiest I've ever been with
We
these,
did not get a
actually.
single foil in testing beforehand.
We are not using any cheats.
This is just luck.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. In most of the setup for the stream, I found a card in maybe one of the logs.
Yeah.
And usually I got an actual discarded toy. So it's kind of funny that we're having so much success.
It's
And,
the stream. It's just the stream.
Check it
You
out.
guys are making it lucky.
The Goths came to visit us. I'm going to invite them inside. Maybe we can make some friends. Now, I'm going to look for a couple other kids in the neighborhood, actually. I'm going to take Jeremy here and maybe send him over to the playground And we can make some friends and start an actual Void Critter battle club using the new system from Get Together expansion pack. And in the meantime, when my kids get back home here, we're going to sit down and check out our new TV channel in Kids Room Stuff. We'll just speed up so they get over here. So our new TV station in Kids Room is Between TV. So this is great for kids who are a little bit beyond the ABCs of life and they're starting to learn. That's a My Sims themed show. I don't want to give them all away today. I'm looking for one in particular. So let's try one more time here. There we go. So this is an actual episode of the Void Critters TV show. So you can actually see a battle play out. There's our Medusa's coming up.
And that actually looks like some Gerber's game.
That might be why it's her favorite.
Unfortunately, it's a bad fight for poor Medusa there. She got a little obliterated. So.
I love the evil mastermind there.
So I'm going to turn the station back off so we don't give away all of the new shows that show up on Between TV, but definitely check that out when the pack launches. One other new thing that I really like in this pack is our brand new Tween Pop radio station. So this has a variety of kind of cool songs that kids like. Or teens, but we all know kids like stuff that's really older than is intended for them. So
That's true.
They have fun with this stuff. I was going to say I wanted to tune in and listen to Skylar Stecker's new song, which is one of the ones on our soundtrack. But I just realized here in the studio we don't actually have any sound. So you might be listening to it right now. I don't know. I'll click next song a few times and maybe you'll get lucky and hear it. But otherwise, there's a lot of fun new songs on there for kids to enjoy. With that said, let's check in with Jeremy and see how he's doing making friends. So we'll say hi to Alexander over here, another one of the Goth family. And let's see. Did they meet up? No. And then we'll go and who is this? That's Darian. We'll say hi to him as well, and then we'll get our Void Critter club going.
Maybe we should show one more way we can also get Void Critters.
Oh, that's right. So we did show the rare ones out in the world. We'll get to that in just one moment. Excuse me. I'm going to set up my club here. So, of course, the clubs is a system from the Get Together expansion pack. So to take advantage of this part, you're going to need to own that expansion. But I'm going to name it Critters Are Us. And we're going to do a little battling. So I'm going to set our hangout maybe at Willow Creek's library. I think that'll be a good spot.
Very good spot.
So not only can you use these new objects at home, but you can have them out in a venue as well. And we do have new club rules for each of the objects coming in Kids Room Stuff. So we can have them perform puppet shows and battle with the Void Critters. And you know what? I'm not going to the library to read, so we're just going to turn that one off.
I mean, I actually prefer to go to the library to read, but it's okay. I just really love books. They're not bad. Books are really good for you.
Yeah. So we'll grab a few of our new friends here. Let's get Chase and Hymena, and let's grab one adult for supervision as well. You don't want these battles getting too out of hand.
Yeah, someone needs to be the peacemaker.
So before we jump over to the library, as Thomas mentioned, there's actually one other great way to acquire Void Critters. So we'll just come over to the computer here, and we can have Chase order a Void Critter booster pack. So you can get a single one or 5 of them. And the real difference in this is the rarity of the cards that you get, right?
So you're more likely to get the more rarer cards in the world, whereas the booster packs, you're going to get the more common cards, though it seems right now you're getting lucky. Oh, no.
So this is interesting because I actually ended up with a duplicate here. Now I've got my Yorier foil version and my Yorier common version. So I can actually place these out here and we can